one thing I'm hype about around the TI time is because there's gonna be some stuff that we didn't see before, and we're gonna go, how did I not think?
Like some hero that's suddenly really good. Or... The meta is. It's funny because like every year, I think we'll like see the groups or see a few team favorites. I think quite goes. Last year, the group everyone thought was stronger. It was actually the weaker group that had like every
5 seconds.
Quite big no coming when it's a bit more pressure when you're playing for 32, 33 million.
A little bit of pressure added.
It's Dire's turn to pick.
Timber Saw!
Oh, that's a good answer for a Bristleback, and they don't have a counter for.
And that, similar to like TNC, they have catch out of their mid lane. The Ember gives you some catch until stuff come online, so yeah,
but they're really limited with their last pick. They need to have a good hero against Timber, Lifestealer, and Ember. They don't have enough control for Ember Spirit. I don't think X-Mark is that good because he dodged it at the slight, and there's really no follow-up besides the arrow.
At least Kunkka is one of those catches that's good for Timbersaw. If you've got damage to follow it up, like you X him, he can't just chain himself away. You've got to be able to kill him now during that period.
You also need a Spirit Vessel. Great against Timbersaw, so I'm wondering if Kunkka want to work towards that. It would be a core Kunkka. Kunkka is the hero that you can buy pretty much any item on him in the mid lane. But if Mirana is going to be played as position 4, should be the one buying it.
Well, as Ursa banned, that would have been such a good pick against both Lifestealer and now the Timbersaw. TNC,
they're running out of time.
Timbersaw answer. It's going to be Arc. Maybe not an answer per se, but it gives them a way to try play and win this game, which is go late game. Like, let's just take it as late as we can with this Arc Warden. What do you make of this here? I don't feel like either of us were expecting a Gabby Arc Warden to come out.
I feel like they just wanted to have a better late. Try to stall it, wait for... Usually you don't pick Bristleback with another hero who goes super late. Bristleback is scary, especially, let's say, from 15-minute mark to 35 to 40, and then he kind of falls.
Yeah. Well, we're going to see how it works out, because yeah, you've got the super late game of the Arc Warden, the more early mid game of Bristol. I mean, theoretically, it's like, okay, we have a hero that can do well in the early mid game and a hero in the late game, but in Dota, normally you want heroes that get strong at the same time.
Yeah, but you also have, like, 3 great heroes come inside Arc Warden's bubble. Timbersaw does not really care about him. He wants to go in, he wants to be focused. He's gonna be the one creating the chaos. Also, Lifestealer can infest him, so it's really easy to close the gap and kill the Arc Warden.
This is not where you would normally typically expect to see an Arc Warden. You'd think, oh, you're playing against range carries like, you know, TB in the past with Metamorph. Arc Warden was like one of the counters terribly. But against these melee heroes that 2 of which have gap closes, and so Timber just doesn't care anyways. I guess it's more about the ability to delay the game and stall with like split push and clone to just shove out lanes and be annoying.
Arc Warden became popular when Trial Ranger was also being picked a lot, so he was considered a counter to Ranger lineups.
Alright, we'll hop ourselves in at our first game here on TNC versus Gaming. You've got player names on your... I don't know what's happening, but I have player names. We've got their in-game names. We'll make things a little...
I can just watch my screen to know who's who. So it's gonna be so it's gonna be position 4 Mirana, Sobi Mask, 6 Tangos, and the Sentry Ward will buy a Ring of Protection. I see a lot of position 4s, even offlaners doing that kind of a build, especially on an Enchantress, which I think is going to be picked a lot. 4 branches, Sobi Mask, and a set of Tangos. Well, I love that screenshot you just took.
It's like TI style, guys. It's like the selfie, you know. It's like, all right, that one's going straight on the social media. I was activating the little camera control. Also, now I've got to say. Here we go. So early ward planted down. It was the Kunkka or Mel who kind of scouted out that little smoke gank. does look like TNC for the most part not really looking to contest. You've got most of their heroes. Kunkka was hiding in the trees, Arc Warden's hiding, and Radiant with a super deep crazy. Well,
Time to raise
ward way up
bloody
here.
hell.
The one on the top, I mean, it scouts the lanes, but I'm not sure what they're doing with that board actually.
I guess they really maybe want a certain laning setup, like so the lane matchup they hope for. He is running from top down to bottom. Courier is running by mid, and it's going to be Courier snipe. Oh no, I think he mistimed it. Tango, can he get the second right click? Yes, he's got it.
There it is. He's gonna get it
To start TI.
Just following
And the
orders.
pause. TNC say, hello, what's up? Checking my settings. Yeah. Sorry, settings, guys. I bet the Grimstroke was like, don't pause yet, I'm going to kill the courier first, then we pause. Not
For a moment, I thought that he's not gonna make it.
He was like, it looked like he went, he did go a little late, but he managed to just... And who, the Grimstroke is what, Cuckoo?
Yeah.
We got some audio.
Well, here we
we'll
go.
fight through
Well,
that
that
one.
doesn't happen again.
Looks like, okay, now we go. The audio goes, we're good, we're back. Mid lane, let's see what we got. Ember versus Kunkka. I feel like I've seen this matchup quite a bit. And then where Kunkka usually wants to go back at top, it's going to be a tri-lane aggressively from King Gaming. They want to go in nice and early on this Arc Warden, who's taking a lot of damage with the Cold Feet proc, but quite got necessary damage output to get the kill.
They wish it was an old AA with his chili fingers. Now it's only a single target ability. And I mean, you are playing with the Timbersaw in your team. You want to give him a solo XP on the side lane. Bristleback is tanking the bottom creeps, but
Doing
the
a lot of damage.
top lane
Yeah, forces TP out. This lane kind of gets a lot harder because they got level 1 telekinesis. Like, they kind of go for that kill to set up the Cold Feet, but not having Fade Bolt in a tri-lane versus tri-lane for that damage mitigation, quite a big deal, I feel.
Once they get the level 2, it's going to be so much easier for them to play the lane.
Boys, Bristol battling it out down here. I guess this is a lane where
Radiant's
Bristol just
bottom
wants to
tower
kind
is
of
under attack.
avoid the Timber. That's why he's cutting waves from behind.
Now, he can't really pressure the Timber in the laning stage, so he's just getting as much as he can, trying to drag the creep wave to the neutrals. Meanwhile, on the mid lane, Ember Spirit already forced back.
He doesn't have a courier, which is such a big deal in the mid lane. I'm sure Kunkka saw that and is just like, I'm going to play even more aggressive. Gets a bottle, wow. It's not your everyday courier adventure. A ground courier going to the secret shop, now down bottom. I'd rather have to go mid. It makes sense, actually. The mid lane gets his items, and then your off laner who wants his bottle to just keep on spamming quills is happy as well. Top Miranda.
There's the arrow.
Yeah, leaps in, hits the arrow, and there should be a kill with the spark ring.
5 stacks.
They tried to leave it to the Arc Warden, I think. Oh, he's gonna live. He's gonna get
He's
this
gonna
live.
deny himself.
Oh, no, he gets it. Hopeful. That's Tim's.
First
Leaps
blood.
in. Baits out
was
Roshan
ours
to
all
himself,
along.
but they kind of didn't expect those stick shots.
You don't have the
Well,
sack.
you gotta expect that. He was just stacking the Roche.
He had to use all 3 leaps, which quite a bit of time to recharge.
Yeah, but it got buffed, so it's not 60 seconds anymore. Now it's 45. He also has the bottle for himself and the Ring of Bassi, so a lot of mana regen.
X creation. It is 1X. Let's make a kill up top to Gabby.
Radiant
Mid
are
lane,
scanning
extra
for-
to Torrent, and then the arrow. There's a lot of creeps here, and as a result, I don't think he can actually get this kill. I mean, King Gaming, Dash leaping on in, hits a melee range arrow, doesn't do a whole lot of damage with the flake guard up. One more right click with the tower shots, and Tim's gets another kill. Nicely done with the Mirana. Kills already. Four position Mirana's back.
Oh, he gave bottle to Kunkka. Now he's gonna X-mark himself, use the bottle, refill it.
This is just Kunkka's bottle now, or just Mirana ever?
She should get it back now. Mirana is stacking some creeps. Give me back my bottle, please.
Maybe Kunkka's just like, well, look, you want me to win my lane, give me a bottle. That's how you win mid lane. Free bottle.
Have you ever done that?
I
Buy a
have
bottle
done that.
for someone?
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, I love playing like the super
I feel like
hard
you're
support.
lying right now,
No,
Gods.
I'm not. I'm a sixth position player at heart, you know? If I used to be like, you get random gold, and I would random as support, I would buy my mid a bottle at level 1 pass. And they're just like, wow, I just won my mid lane.
I am. If you drop your bottle, I'm gonna steal it.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Yeah. Now I know if I ever lend you my bottle to refill, it's not coming back. Good start for TNC. 5-minute bounty runes coming up, so we'll see if either team can set for those. Bristle down bottom definitely wants to refill his bottle with those. It's going to be the Grimstroke getting initiated on the lift. Getting assists while they got that early point in lift, although now we're
Here's the
making 3 of course.
fortification.
Look at the kill. And Ember, solo kill.
It was just a solo kill from Kanka, and he was not even level 6.
Straight to the bottom with you.
Okay.
He's being harassed a lot. Level 3 Tidebringer. Ember needs to go jungle.
Looks like it was
Dire are scanning friends.
bounty runes for TNC off the 4. Dire will scan on here. It's a rotate top from Grimstroke. Looking coming from behind. They want to get some kills here. Probably just for this AA, perhaps? No, he's just trying to get a ward down. Mirana's going to arrow the siege. But gets down the high ground ward, which is why he scanned just to get this ward. This is such a nice ward to have. They are going to go in on Gabby on the arc ward, and he's trying to bring him down. He just wants to take the Mirana with him. It's going to be Tim chasing on after. As he got the leap charges, he leaps forward again. He's looking for one last run, but he's not going to get the kill. Instead, it's going to be arc ward going down. And he used up 2 of his 3 leap charges and did not kill off Mauritian there.
Lively now.
One
Your
thing
admiral
I'm
is on
worried
board.
about is
Do
they don't have any kind of
bombs
save
their middle tower?
outside of TNC. So once
of invisibility.
either Lifestealer goes in, a Timber Saw, we didn't talk about the Timber at all. Like, he's just sitting on the bottom lane, 20
Radiant's middle
magic
tower
one
is under
charges, 3 points in reactive armor. Feels like he's unkillable at the moment, unless Kanka decides to rotate. He is still vulnerable to magical damage at this point.
Yeah, magical damage and a decent amount here for the Kunkka, but Kunkka just drops the ghost ship. He's going to be A-okay. Mirana rotates in as well, and if anything, that looked like Kunkka was maybe going to turn around and get some kills there. And level 6 now.
And during the draft, I talked about Spirit Vessel Carrier. I'm glad that Kanka is buying one. At least he has one queued up. So double Bracer is going to become so tanky with this guy.
Farming some jungle now that he's being kind of scared out of the lane, at least. Efficient play there, using the Tidebringer to hit multiple camp. Life's still only level 4. This is the problem with these aggressive trial. He's 3-0. He's farming okay. He hasn't got amazing CS, just the 32, but 13 to 9. Levels really
Dire's bottom tower
hurting.
is under
If he's under-leveled, I would not be surprised if he is the one that buys Dome for him.
Buys it for himself.
No, someone else
Please.
buys it from him. Sorry.
Cost channel your agrees. He's looking to keep getting some kills up here. The Bristleback TP rotation, Lifesteal, yeah, he's gonna have to rage TP, which is
It's that
okay,
easy.
yeah.
Just TP out.
Bristle rotating in, so
What do you feel about the raid bans against the null talismans against
Radiant's getting
Racer?
friendly with Dire's
Like,
bottom
which
tower.
one is the best?
magic
Same.
resistance, health and magic resistance. It's like the dream. Dual bracer every hero. But this top lane's looking a bit dicey as Bristleback going diving on in. He's going to play around the Timbersaw though, and he has not got a TP, so we'll see what Cuckoo can do here. As it does look like he is going to be punished behind the enemy tower.
Hilarious.
Timbersaw down. That's all.
Yeah, that was extremely greedy. Dying, even if he got the kill on AA, it's still not worth it.
Quite paying off as he'd hoped for.
Swifter than ever.
Grimstroke to support taking over. Looks like Kunkka's just going to spend some time in the jungle, as is Arc Warden. Arc Warden doesn't really have a good place to go right now. Rubik will get picked off and down the bottom lane. Kunkka rotation.
Kanka realizes his role. He needs to create space for Arc Warden at this moment. He needs to be active. He's on top of a CS chart, 71, and 13. Has that urn flying to him. Every single time the boat is up, I would not be surprised. Arc Warden really not having a good 18 CS on him.
Bode is one of those low cooldowns, so we could see a very active Kunkka here. Now it's going to be playing around this bottom lane, but the Lifestealer, not really the ideal hero to make plays on. They look for an arrow. Expect to have that initiation work too well for them. Come on in and start harassing with that Tiebreaker. Kind of probably knows he can't initiate here. Some good damage with this Tiebreaker though, as really want to pressure this tower, but Lifestealer, I think he knows he's got TP support if they overcommit.
He also has Infest, and even if they land an arrow from this short distance, he at one point in Rage is more than enough. Fast 4 Magic Horn charges. They should try to play maybe on mid or top. Lifestealer is tough kill to get.
I think he kind of came down here because Lifestealer was playing top lane, but now Lifestealer's kind of just gone to wherever the Kunkka is.
And this is the build I love to see on Timber. So double Bracer, Soul Ring, Magic Wand. Look at his HP. 1600 HP.
And magic resistance, 37%. Stuff. And this Yule Scepter is going to kind of take away one of the key ways they kill him, which is that X initiation. Kind of defensively Yule's to typically dodge some of those spells. Kind of turns into this big mind game.
Where's the Moonlight Shadow used?
Look, they were using it. They dove in looking for a bit of a kill there. Life still got low, but they used the Moonlight Shadow just to get out. Back at mid. Got in looking for the outboard, but they're going to get it. It's going to be King Gaming mid player getting exit pulled back. He did have the rep. He didn't get to the high ground though. He's still the low ground. He's slowing down the Bristle. He's trying to chase with the Tidebringer damage. He's getting pretty low there. Instead, they're going to go for the AA, the DD on the Bristle back.
300 damage on Bristle. That should be a tier 1 tower for sure.
Do Radiant want their middle
would
tower?
Expect so with the double damage wearing off, but they've still got a siege creep. So nice timing around this rotation. So they can get a tier 1 tower and a tier 1 mid, one of the more important tier 1.
Radiant's middle tower
Will go the way of Cuckoo on the Bristleback.
And Timbersaw already saw what Kunkka is going for, so he's building that Yule Scepter, which you mentioned. It's a Dispel, and also they kind of lack abilities to stop the TPs.
A scan
I mean, right now, what's the game plan for TNC? It's just delay for late game with Arc Warden? Or are they actually trying to fight with their other 4
They
heroes?
can fight with the other 4 people. Every single time the boat is up, Bristleback doesn't have a big item yet. Has Vanguard queued up.
Tower has some radiant
Farming the jungle at the moment.
Level 9. It's the same level as Ember. Crazy, actually. Just having a good time. He's basically a core hero at this point.
If he wants to transition into core, he can still buy a Maelstrom, even though from position 4 you expect him to go like an Urn, a mech is good. You can also buy a Force Staff, which should be great of value here.
Top, they're looking for Mirana. Ice Blast coming in as well. They get the vision, another leap out. He'll just go for a TP, telekinesis, not there. A little bit too far. It's an Arc Warden clone. That's gold though. Can they kill it before it expires? Yep. Easy gold.
Killing spree! Dire's top tower.
Looks like Kunkka found the AA. One of the easier kills for him to get. He's completed his Spirit Vessel. Another reason why Timbersaw is rushing that Yule Scepter. And already has it in fact, so way to dispel off the Spirit Vessel charges.
Step lively now. Your Admiral is on board.
He might even need second Dispel.
Yeah, I mean, often you see Timbers get 2 or 3.
Yeah, either Lotus Orb, or he can go for Guardian Tree.
X. Nice Yule Scepter. Dodges it, so he doesn't get hit by that long arrow, and then swing around instead. Forced to leap away.
Your Admiral
Coming, flying on in. It's going to hit a couple. Not getting them all too low here as Ember gets X'd up again, but I don't think there's too much fall off from TNC. Leave the dash alone.
Just pop the smoke. If they can get Arc Warden once again before he gets his Midas, they're pinging it out. He has no boots. Is he gonna stay? Oh, Sentry Ward is ready on Kunkka if he wants to place it. He's dropping it.
Yep, they're gonna go for this kill. They really want it, and they should have it. Yeah, he's just gonna turn and fight. He wants to move down the room. He's getting the Midas.
Oh,
Did. What
he
a
actually
player.
got the kill before and bought the Midas.
Yes. That's huge for him. That kind of salvages that situation for him. And they're going to go back with the X into the arrow, hits the Timber Sword, didn't use this one off. And now the Starstorm follow-up. It should be enough damage. And yeah, they've got the kill with the Mirana. Really nicely done by TNC, punishing that dive up top.
If someone TP's bottom, they might actually get a kill on Ember Spirit here.
Gets the silence and leave things off. He's going to start to follow up. Can the Ember get out of this one? He's been stunned before he can get rid of the silence. And it looks like Tim's with the follow-up. Is it going to be enough? He didn't have quite the necessary damage. He's not going to go leaping on afterwards as Ember double remnants away. Very close. And they're still hunting. Hits him with the stroke of fate. Remnant away.
He's out of remnants.
Got no TP. It's on cooldown for 15 seconds. He's going to look for another stroke of fate soon.
Arrow. One more leap.
Are they going for this? A leap into a Starstorm? No.
Tower is under attack.
Decide to let Ember go. I think a little bit afraid because of the shrine. You could TP on in as well as, of course, heal yourself back up.
I think it was a risky play to go with another leap. It would still be good.
Mirana Tim's in a lot of trouble here. No more leaps left and we'll get punished for this one. You'll set them making sure they got the bounty rune as well. Timber's going to get both those bounty runes bottom while his team will get top. So 3 out of 4 bounty runes going gaming. Very even game here at 15 minutes. This boat stole by the Perfect. He's going to turn that around. That's going to mitigate some of this damage coming on in. Bristle, though, with that Tidebringer, is going to get the kill. And now Bristle's found a new target. The AA, the right click damage. One more right click, it's there. It's just enough. As Bristle now in all sorts of trouble. He's overcommitted. He's dying to the Timber Saw. That pure damage coming on in from the Chakram. Bristle will pay Brian's arrow. And they got the damage of that Snowlands. Yeah, they should be able to do this one. The sector is there. There should be another vessel. No, he's out of charges. Can they even kill him here? Shooting out Mel. Someone's all sorts of trouble. He X him back in. Is there going to be another Starstorm? Couple of seconds. He gets the kill on the Timber Saw. Wants the Ember as well. And they'll get both. Really nicely done. The Arc Warden rotating in as well to get a kill. Mel has his Midas up and is a very happy camper.
There was no ALT, there was no Rubik because he died before that fight. TNC playing extremely well at this point, giving Arc Warden chance to come back into the game. He got his hand on Midas. This is the most important item on the hero, even though he didn't get it at the good timing. It was, what, 14-15 minutes?
Yeah.
But still, they're playing so well with the other 4 heroes.
An axe build on the Mirana, it looks like now. The right click transition, but is transitioning into a different kind of core. More one that maybe like pushes out lanes a bit.
Jax thinks Radiant's bottom tower
A
is
lot of
about
farm
to
tap
fall.
on your 4 position.
So he's wrong.
I don't say that in a bad way.
Yeah, Mirana with Ags, it was kind of a beamy build. At one point it was a bit OP, and then we twisted the numbers. It was way too long of a cooldown. Now it went down from 9 to 8 seconds, so it's pretty viable.
A lot of heroes rotating down bottom. It's going to be a TNC scan right on top of this rotation. Bristol still may get caught here. Damage in the Timber Saw. They are going to lose Cuckoo. Boat comes flying in, but damage has been done. Timber Saw.
Step lively.
Yule Scepter is kind of chasing for more. The Yules comes back up now. Find anything else? Doesn't look like it. Just the 1 kill for that smoke rotation. TNC will be too annoyed by that, but that's still a 3rd death on Cuckoo's Bristle. Not easy playing into the...
I feel like both of these teams have good counters, but enemy. Like you playing Timber Saw into Spirit Vessel, then you have AA against Bristle, a lot of gap closers against Arc Warden.
Coming in, Kunkka. Yes, to start things off. Torrent doesn't time it and gets the remnant away.
Once Kunkka gets a BKB, he's not
Your
dying.
Admiral
They
is
have
on board.
no damage whatsoever. They also can't lock him down, not enough stuns. The timing that the Keen Gaming is looking for is the Radiance.
Yeah, not too far away. Oh, nice arrow. Oh my god, they get the combo with the Grimstroke, banging them 2 together. The life still going to get thrown up in the air as well. He couldn't get the range off. And now the stolen bow coming on in, but it's too little, too late. The X-Back is going to pull the Rubik back in for a 3rd and a 4th easy kill. That's a big set.
And that's a big turnaround from TNC. Another great arrow from Tim's to set things up. Also, they need this to take a fight. I was surprised that they decided to go for
Look at Dire's bottom tower, Jax.
tier 1 tower or try to take a fight because Lifestealer did not have a radiance there. They didn't even have relic.
Oh my. Timbersaw was still down bottom and is going to find a free solo kill here potentially. Doesn't quite get the damage out that he was hoping for. He's going to get stunned and silenced up. Still chasing, wants his Arc 1 and will get the kill there.
The Radiant want their middle
Playing in
tower.
the enemy base here and will be out under the tier 3 tower.
That was a huge for TNC. And the BKB is finished on Kanka. To use the courier. No way, he's dying. Also Bristleback tanking up, doing a finish good. Another arrow.
This combo, this combo. You can see why they first two pick it.
Ha! Lowered the
TNC
boom.
showing they've got plenty of practice and experience using the two heroes. Timbersaw wants to run in and set something up. They've lost Emperor though, so this is a bit of a bold play. Even though Arc Warden's dead, one, Gabby's respawning too, soon, and two, it's an Arc Warden. It's not a hero that's looking to fight.
Ooh, bounty.
They desperately need this Radiance on a Lifestealer,
Oh,
even
from
though
my
it's
chest.
not the greatest timing. He still needs to buy a full recipe, 1300 gold.
How much is it really going to do? Because it doesn't feel like it's the item that necessarily changes the game, even though it is their time.
And two cores on the side of TNC are not going to care about that Radiance. That's a Bristol with the almost full pipe and Kanka with the BKB. Radiance is not going to do that much. I feel like they missed their timings.
Do you think he should have maybe gone for that right click build instead, with how this game's been going for the Lifestealer?
It could have been an option. Like if you go for Armlet Deso build, it's great against Kanka, it's great against Bristle.
shot.
Top. About has the Ag Scepter, so
Radiant's
instantly
bottom tower
clear
has
and push
fallen.
out waves now. Blink Dagger queued up. This is like the old school kind of mid Mirana build, even the 4 position. Go this Ag's Blink build and just double Starstorm out the wave, blink away if you get ganked. Very, very annoying build to play against.
Especially for the support. They don't have any escape mechanism, AA and Rubik.
Jax
Pretty
thinks
much solo
Radiant's
kill
bottom
them.
tower is about to fall. He's wrong.
There's now a Lotus Orb on Timbersaw to get that second means of dispel. Important thing that he needs
Radiant's
to get
bottom
rid of
tower
this
is under
game.
attack.
Things are not looking all too good for Keen Gaming. We talked about TNC, they kind of just want to go late game anyways with Arc Warden, and they're ahead and they're going into the late game right now. We're only 22 minutes in, but by the time this Radiance comes up, it feels like Keen Gaming will be a little bit behind where they want to be.
Corden doesn't even have boots.
They're not your everyday build you'd expect to see. Build with the Mjolnir first, you know?
If TNC gets another pick-off or 2 hero pick-off, they can easily turn that. Have Bristleback with 3 points in goo. More than
Dire,
enough.
scanning
Double scan.
friends.
One is gonna connect, the dire one.
They may to go and gank this top lane. Shows up, but it's not aligned with any catch, and I imagine Rubik will not be sticking around too long. TP's out. They're back in the enemy jungle. They Moonlight Shouted in. They're going to catch the Rubik here. Oh, he didn't actually get the X arrow because Kunkka was lifted up in the air, and they could see where to kill the Rubik. Maybe not. The damage is not quite there initially. Kunkka's still diving for it, but he's being punished. Has the BKB. Beats it on this one defensively. With Soulbind 2 together here with the double silence.
Just run.
Yeah, I think TNC realized this is not the fight they want to take, and ooh, couldn't get the Yule Scepter off in time. TP out, save Grimstroke, so. Nice lift from Rubik, because the arrow, he couldn't pull the X back when he's lifted up in the air there, so it kind of saves his life with that look.
King Gaming wanted to take that fight because Radiance was just delivered to Lifestealer. I have a feeling that TNC wants to fight right now. Arc Warden
Yeah.
has level 15. Mjolnir is ready. Also, we didn't talk about Mirana's talents. She went for HP on level 10 and arrow cooldown, so it's a 10-second cooldown. If somehow this game drags, you're gonna pick up Spell Amp talent on 20 and multi-shot arrows. That talent is so good.
That 10-second arrow cooldown is so nice when you're playing this aggressive and sneaky, which is a long 5-second arrow mid followed by a boat. They haven't quite got the damage to kill off though. They're in all sorts of trouble. They'll take the fall of the cold feet. They lose Mirana. The X-Back is going to pull in the Timber Saw. They bring him down. Rage wearing off. Can they catch up to this life steal? Looks like they're going to change direction and instead go for the supporting caster. Rubik going to be X as well. Stolen arrow coming into play, but it doesn't matter too much as they will bring down
What are you on about?
Rubik as well.
The question is, do they want to go for Roche right now? They don't have Mirana. She has a buyback though.
Dire structures.
Maybe if Kanka had a BKB, they would have gone for Roche. There's still a tier 1 tower on the top, so they're just gonna go
And over
and
here,
play it safe.
Radiant's top tower.
Thanks to you.
Been one of the big changes for TNC is that as a team they're so much more disciplined than they used to. I think people talked about how like, the last 4 or 5 months they've looked a whole lot stronger, and a big part of that is the fact they're just playing things safer. We'll see here the replay of this fight. It started off okay for Keen Gaming as the Mirana got caught, but it's a support kill, whereas they lose their Timber Sword. The fact is, you kind of have to treat this Mirana like a core, but you know, there's too many cores on TNC's side to deal with.
Middle tower full?
This Timber Saw, even with the Lotus Orb and the Yule Scepter, it's not enough for him to survive. He doesn't have any magic resist. No Holy Locket, no Hood, so Inca still shreds through him. Also against Mjolnir, maybe that could have been a pickup.
Gaming's next. They really got much going for them if they just keep farming more for the late game. Are they gonna hit any big scary items, you think?
Outside of Keen?
Yeah.
Well, Lifestealer still has like 4 slots left. Ember Spirit is also struggling with his farm.
Is it items that'll change this game though, do you? Or is TNC's drop just the scarier late game?
When you're playing against the Arc Warden, it always feels like the enemy. When you have Arc Warden on your team, you don't. Better
Is
late
Dire
game.
going to let that middle tower full?
See if they've got the answer. It would definitely put their abilities to test here. Playing down 10k gold into an Arc Warden late game. Not impossible, but definitely difficult. We did talk about though, you know, they've got 3 heroes. They don't really care about the Arc Warden bubble. So they've got ways to actually get on top of Arc Warden and kill them, which is perhaps what they've got going for them. Normally you see Arc Warden picked in these games where if you get late game, you just instantly win. This feels like one of those games where, you know, they can actually still deal with it. Back by the Ice Blast, but with the Hood damage, he's blocking a lot of this damage. All the mitigation is there. The X back on the Timber Saw. He's trying to change himself, waiting to accept the dodge the X pullback. Looks like TNC will not commit too hard for any kind of a kill there, as they do have some split bottom. One. Charging in. Can he get some extra gold out of this one? Be close. He's got it. Plus 300 gold.
100. Look at HP on Kanka. He's level 20, extra 25 strength, sitting on 3.5k HP. We're gonna round it up, almost 4,000.
And with all this armor now, it's got an AC completed.
Step lively now.
33 armor.
Your admiral is on board.
Incredibly taken. You mentioned you like the double braces on Timber. It's Kunkka going for the same build as well.
It's kind of a standard build in that Seems like a lot of these all shut up, go bots. Never mind, that's only a replicate.
That's still gold. It's 300 gold. That's basically a hero kill. That adds up, and they're going to fight this mid light. The arrow is going to be dodged by the rain. T1 tower being focused here by the lifesteal. They're going to leave 2 together. The Ember there is going to get infested with a lifestealer inside. Can he run his way out this one? No, he's being pulled up in the air, and lifesteal just breaks. Just disaster for Keen Gaming. Oh, they've lost Ember, who's going to instantly buy back, but this fight's already over and lost. The Ember needs to be careful not to die again. He rounds away. Mariah's going leaping on forward. Another leap is there.
It's gonna hit. There's no follow-up though.
I think Mariah was like, where are we guys? If we go get this one? Arrow's still on now. As position a bit. That's a dead life steal and Ember ball back, so TNC very strong commanding position now.
Killed 2 cores, didn't lose anything. TNC is just building the advantage at the moment.
They are continuing to kill these Arc Warden Tempest doubles, but it's gold, but it's not really.
It's not real gold.
Well, it's real gold, but it's not really like any kind of
It's
an
not
advantage.
24 karat.
Yeah. People are okay and happy with their knockoff stuff.
Jex thinks
Arc
Radiant's
Warden's
bottom
like, you feed
tower
away
is
that
about
300
full.
gold, but it's getting you
He's wrong.
300 gold every time you send it to another lane, and it's pressuring lane. So strategically, yeah, you're giving up gold, but you're
Radiant's
keeping
bottom
every
tower
lane
is
chopped
under
out. And that's helping your team fight.
Radiant structures are fortified.
And I love the pickup on it. Decided to go for Shadow Blade. Like you have
Jex thinks
Invis, you
Radiant's
have
bottom
Mirana's
tower is about full.
ulti, so they need to invest a
He's
lot of
wrong.
gold into centers. Centers are limited. You only have 10 of them.
Also means that Tempest double, maybe he's going to be feeding a little bit less.
Yeah, so both of the supports will need to invest a lot of resources into buying sentries and dusts.
Radiant are scanning for enemies.
Radiant scan, this feels like it's go time.
Jex
Quite
thinks
got the
Radiant's
AC
bottom
on
tower
lifesteal.
about
He's
full.
close to it though. Couple hundred gold. They want to fight over these bounty runes up top. Timbersaw, but he's king of the bounty runes. Berserk as well. It's going to be Brawl coming out here. Berserk needs to be careful. Hit by the ice. Hitting Lopez. Also Timbersaw. But the Tor timing, that just torrent. Well, trade Bristle back for the Conquer, so a bit of an even trade so far. And with the invest link out, nicely played by the Lifestealer. Instead, it looks like Conquer's going to find the AA instead. Easy Starstorm follow-up, and Conquer another kill. Hormel is just beasting it here.
Under X, arrow.
Didn't hit the torrent or the arrow. Not sure where that arrow went. Lifesteal's going to go charging forward. He's going to rage. Be out. What he didn't do. Didn't have any detection or a way of
Radiant's
going on the
bottom tower is under
Grimstroke
attack.
Glimmer Cape.
And on the bottom lane, you have this Arc Warden,
Okay.
Tempest double, dealing some damage to tier 3 tower. They need to address that problem.
Jex thinks Radiant's
Also,
bottom tower is
I don't
about to
feel like
fall.
there's real item progression on
wrong.
Timbersaw. Like this Lotus Orb is not doing much. If you wanted to get a second Dispel, I think Guardian Greaves would have been better. Just tank up your
Radiant's top
team,
tower is under
and
attack.
there's not good spells to echo back, right?
Like, is there any benefit to being able to use on your team? I guess like Lifesteal has Rage and Ember and Remnant, so maybe not so much. Here you go. Well, Hormel's Kunkka 10-0-9. Put him on their
Step
fantasy
lively
team
now.
now.
Your
Rejoicing.
admiral is on board.
Did you do some fantasy Dota Lacoste?
Nah, I'm not into that stuff. I'm into like this is me.
He's gonna Remnant away afterwards. Mind game, you know. Try and Remnant away too soon, too late. Do you go for that Torrent as a Kunkka, or is he gonna dodge it? Okay, AC completed on Lifestealer. He's got the it up, and he is going to be hitting that level 20 talent. You got to imagine the evasion kicking in.
Oh, evasion. Against Kunkka, Mirana, even Bristol, Arc Warden as well. And the Arc Warden going for solo pickup.
Do you like this? Oh, it's the Orchid into the Nullifier. The Doom build. Orchid, someone you nullify them, they can't use their items, they can't use spells. What do you do?
Was that a question? Like you just die?
What do you do? There's one solution.
There is one solution. That's Lotus Orb.
Oh. Well, you can't use it if you nullify. Yes, your teammate. Your teammate. They're gonna
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Oh yeah. The other
Radiant's
solution,
bottom tower is under
the one
attack.
if you want worry about getting solo kill, is the Aeon disc. You can actually get out of the nullifier maybe.
But you can also nullify the Eon.
Correct.
Like if you proc it with the, say, from Shadow Blade hit,
oh, you
Eon disc procs, and then you just remove it.
and then
with
you
the
nullifier.
Dire don't look too scared of Radiant's top tower.
Good charging on Eddie. going to be instantly forced to BKB. There was a Lifestealer infested who's going to cause some problems here. And Bristleback trying to take this tower here. I think TNC just have to get out. Nice arrow from afar. Catch the Timber Saw. He's going to go charging. I think TNC needs to pull out of this one. They don't have the arc going with them. The Ice Blast going to go flying in as well. Catch the Bristol Marana. As Link Charger still needs to maybe get to the high ground here. Another Starstorm Link Switch. So much kiting going on here. Bristleback's going to go charging on him with the BKB. He wants this KA, who's going to be forced to TC on out. His BKB wearing off. He's in trouble once this expires. Another arrow goes flying. Catch the Timber Saw, but I don't think they've got the damage to this one. It's got a hard harass here. Getting it low. It's going to be Tins instead on the Marana going down. Too aggressive coming in from him. The stolen arrows flying back at TNC.
But the bottom lane, Parker.
Yeah, I was wondering what was happening. Where this arc warden is, there's your answer. Brain track's down.
Radiant's bottom barracks are cold.
And now they're saying go. They want to take a fight because they have vision of a Lifestealer who just TP'd back to the bottom lane to defend. But these teams are extremely tanky. Timbersaw has a heart right now, 4,000 HP. Kanka pretty much the same. So, and you have a Bristle on your team as well. So we're not going to see any straight up kills. No one's going to die straight away.
I mean, we see that fight lasted for so long with basically nobody dying. It wasn't until the Marana overcommitted that she pays the price because she thought she could kill this Timber. I don't blame her, but that's a 4k HP Timber with a lot of magic.
Radiant's bottom shrine is under attack.
Gold from Bounty Roots. Looked like Cuckoo was going for some up top. Doesn't quite get him. An arrow follow-up. The stolen arrow. The boat's going to help with some damage mitigation. They're going to change target. They're going to go find the Ruthless instead. Get out the Soulbind in.
Keen Gaming, 15,000 net worth lead deficit for them, but they are in the driver's seat at the moment, it feels like. I mean, but they're still not a real... We didn't see a real team fight with Arc Lord.
It's kind of like a 5v4. It's ever so slight. I think Arc might be coming into this fight here, but then Conti, can he get himself out of this one? He doesn't manage to do so. Has buyback he wants to use it because he double buyback coming into play. Bristleback turns, pops the BKB with help of the force out of the way. And now maybe it's time for Keen Gaming to get the hell out of this one. The Timbersaw has a package inside his life still. I think he's just trying to get him the hell out of this one. For a couple of seconds, doesn't have mana as well with the one charges, should be able to turn and fight this one as Kanka gets back and Kanka's in all sorts of trouble, pops the BKB, goes for the TP, where's the back? Where's the back? Keen Gaming get a second kill, down 15k gold, it's now just 10k gold with those buybacks and they're charging forward.
Going to let that middle tower fall?
That AC is doing God's work. Minus armor for the enemy team and extra armor for them. Also Timbersaw with this heart. Man, he's so tanky. They're trying to focus him as the first target. I don't think that's the go-to plan.
He got 925 gold from killing Kanka, who was on a beyond godlike streak. And now onto the high ground we go. There is buybacks, but if you really want to use a couple more, they may have to here. Gabby doing what he can. Double and okay. Down he goes. Then Bristle's chasing for more. Once his Rubik should be able to get it. One more right click. Okay, arrow not going to be needed. Bristleback gets it, and
they need to run straight into Roche Pit. Oh, they couldn't get this one. Get the Aegis. I mean, Bristleback just bought back. Arc does not have. Okay, he does not have enough money for a buyback, and Keen Gaming, they realize they need to contest the Roche, so buybacks are coming.
They are holding on to Lifestealers, which definitely not a buyback you want to use, but if it comes down to contesting Roche or not, you may have to. Nice thing about these 10-second arrow cooldown is you can just constantly throw them out. Nice lit. It's going to save AA's life there, I want to say. Throw those arrows out to just get yourself vision into Scout. The Roshan pit they go nonetheless. With Lifestealer not buying back, they feel like they can go for this one. Ryan's going to be arrogant as well.
Roshan's going to go down so quickly. And Medallion AA still has ulti.
scouted out. Are they going to go for some kind of a steal here? Watch the play. They don't want to buy back the life steal. It's still 18 seconds without him, and Roshan looks like he's just going to go down. And Rubik blinks in, doesn't time it right. The Aegis is picked up by Dr. Stone. That's the bristleback of Cuckoo, and Rubik. Costly play. He did not have buyback as well. Going for that without buyback.
It's a risky play, but I think it's worth it. If he gets it there, because Bristleback already used the buyback, it's a lot of these BB
Radiant's
using
top
the
shrine
BB.
is under attack.
Do people get triggered if you call Bristleback a BB?
It's okay being referred to as a BB.
Radiant's top shrine is fallen.
Well, that's one of his many pronouns. BB, your bristle. Meo's brilliance from Keen Gaming there in the mid game, but haven't quite managed to pull ahead of it. Instead, it's TNC who kind of restabilized, get an Aegis.
Dire don't look
Outplaying
too
without a couple of their
scared.
buybacks, so you
Radiant's
need
top
to be a little bit careful here.
Can he do it?
Can who do it?
Radiant's
Can he
top
kill the
tower is
tower?
under attack.
Through the backdoor protection.
No, you can't to answer your question, but you can kill it. Good is
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
We'll see some 25s coming out soon. That's kind of the next thing I'm looking at. Arc 1 hits his,
Radiant are
and oh
scanning
yeah,
for enemies.
everyone's favorite spark rate damage. Always a big scary one.
AoE, I mean, it's not AoE, but it's you place a finger of death basically.
I don't know if he had it that last time when they deleted the life steal, or if that was just the right. It looked more like the right clicks with the soulbind from Grimstroke silencing people up too. Mirana's 25, also scary one, the more arrows you typically imagine, but I mean both are really good.
Both are extremely good, but I would go for multi-shot arrows there. Talent, arrow cooldown, 10-second, 3 arrows. It also gives vision. That's the big part of it.
Those arrows will eventually hit. There's 3 of them flying around. You can't dodge them all the time. This arrow, when you see it coming, is one of those spells that's pretty easy to sidestep.
Your admiral is
Inevitably
on
going
board.
to hit something.
I love what TNC is doing. They don't have too many single targeted spells to combine with Soulbind, so they are building items. You have this Arc Warden with the Orchid Nullifier.
The ways to
Spirit
make up
Vessel
for it.
works.
TNC, despite having a
Step
Aegis, are
lively
kind
now.
of just
Your
playing it
admiral
slow
is
and
on
chill
board.
though.
Swifter than ever.
Double damage bottled off for Kunkka as well as dataless, so crits can start doing some work in these fights as well. Like they are just a bit of slow down this pace. Instead of the BKB, Mirana ended up going for Lotus Orbs. Have a bit of extra dispel and
Look at
save.
Dire's bottom
Great
tower
against
next.
Lifestealer, removing the chains from Ember Spirit. Also has a Force Staff, as we talked about. It's a really good item. Just kiting potential to what Mirana has right now.
Look
Is
at Dire's bottom tower.
It
I love fire.
was mid-air. It's flying across the map. He was close to catching him there. Still gonna hit him.
I think it's gone.
It was still flying in the air, but yeah, maybe he disjoints it.
Allies disappear.
Fire is just alternative reality right now.
Dire are scanning for enemies.
So Timbersong needs 1 CS to get himself to level 25. I assume he's gonna go for Whirling that since he's playing against the 2 strength heroes, but the Super Chain is also good against the Arc Warden to close the gap. You just get on top of him. He decides to go for level 25. There it is.
Has fallen.
Healed up yet? There we go. Whirling Death attribute and Ghost Ship Fleet. Go.
Dire
Multi-ships.
structures are fortified.
Gunning for this Timbersaw. Catch him again.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
%28 stats loss against Bristol and Kunkka. They're not just stealing the stats, they're also stealing their magic boost on top of it.
Rubik.
You know what's
Found that.
cooking?
Nullifier cancels TP as well. Yes, yeah, that's just twice in a row he's TP'd out as the Nullifier was midair. That's what I thought. I was like, I'm not going crazy. That Timbersaw is really pushing the limit. I'm sure he's just like, both those times where he TP's out just barely. Thanking his lucky stars. Who else is Lifestealer, Ember, Mirana, 25's coming up. Lifestealer, what, rage duration you got to imagine? Ember. Sleight of fist charges or?
I think he's gonna go for the left, Alan.
Okay.
Sleight of fist seems way better when you're playing EL illusion.
Stand lively now. Your admiral is on board.
The Aegis expires without too much high ground attempt, and it's very much a case of TNC may have had Aegis, but their buybacks were down. Their lineup doesn't exactly push high ground easily, whereas Radiance defends high ground incredibly well.
Now you have Rubik, Timbersaw, Slide.
This time around, Hogwarts they're waiting. Travis lane. He gets pummeled.
You might be tanky, but against 2 Arc Wardens and the whole enemy team, Bloodthorn, Nullifier,
Yeah, the crit. And they finally catch him out there. Bristle with the Ice Blast here. That's good for the BKB, and Say's gonna get full stuffed away. Now, trying to get some extra damage on this tower with the Ghost Ship fleet, and it's gonna be a stolen torrent. The spell he was hoping for. Bit of damage dealt to the tower there, but significant by any means. Timber dead. It looks like King Gaming have no issues defending high ground without Bristle.
Yeah, I feel like TNC does not want to fully commit. New Roche may respawn in a minute. Wait for that, because our Arc can pressure the side lanes, give them the info where the enemy heroes are, and Roche just dies so quickly with the Bloodthorn.
Rubik, no. Has Ghost Scepter. Didn't have detection. Yeah, just right about to die, I want to say. Nullifier there as well. Rubik did not have a escape for that. Back at top, there we go. Triple arrow. Around.
I like this gem pickup, because they have a lot of invis, and the sentries are now limited. They're not going to be able to see them.
All the sentries on the map, and also take out all the radiant vision as well. Ideally, they've got a lot of vision down in this bottom jungle, but TNC,
they're not playing the bottom part of them. The only one who's at the bottom is Arc Ward, Tempest up.
Backdoor protection. There is no backdoor protection. Creeps went in mid, so he's doing permanent damage. And Rubik's dead. Yeah, permanent damage to Rubik's life. So I say permanent damage, it does have that health regen. 700 damage dealt. Not instantly healed by the backdoor protection, but will be healed over time. Just gonna keep sending some doubles in down that bottom lane. That's gonna be the play. Has a blink dagger now instead of the shadow arrow.
It connects on Ember.
It looks like they want to go for the building damage. They're playing it safe. It's gonna be nullified. He broke the Lincoln. Trying to get those right clicks in. Doesn't quite have the damage. Lose his Tempest double. Still permanent damage dealt to this tier 3 tower.
Level 25 Mirana. What a zoning. They can keep doing this. If the lanes are pushed in, she uses the arrow for the vision. They need to reposition themselves, and they just deal the damage to the tower.
Slow and steady.
We have 3 hearts in this game.
Everyone likes being tanky, I guess. Speed up, I mean, talk about getting items that combo with the Grimstroke. That's that is the best.
Grimstroke also has one queued up.
And over here,
TNC's lineup is scaling in all roles, and once again,
bottom lane pushed in.
Doesn't look like Arc One.
So
it is doubled in, where it has another one if he wants to send it down there. It is a melee racks. And I think right now King Gaming very focused on Roshan, so this bottom melee racks.
That's a lot of spark rates in the Roche pit.
Oh. Oh yeah.
seen that before when Miracle played it, but he had Arcane Rune, right?
Yes. Quite the same outcome. Goes in looking again. The lift is there. Save the Ember's life. Double. So obnoxious to play into. You get gold for him at least, but I don't know, it doesn't feel good to get 300 gold at this stage of the game.
Regeneration.
Because you're just constantly on the back foot. It's not about the goal here, it's just about where you're forced to play in the map, and as a result, TNC, this is a precaution.
Cheese and the Aegis hardcore is running out of slots. I mean, he can still buy Moon Shard, Aghanim Scepter.
Yeah. Potentially pretty good.
If you get double damage or if you get arcane.
Yeah.
On certain heroes can be extremely good as well.
Shabby, but you're not going to buy an Axe. And they're just going in. They'll be hitting buildings here. They're zoning with the arrows as well as the go chip. It's literally just zone Keen Gaming away by throwing these spells, hitting arrows. We're going to hit these turrets. Really looking to keep on this one. I think they know it's much more important to take the objective than they are taking the racks here. But needs to be careful. It's got the couple between them alive. The patch on the bristleback, but they don't really want to leave their base here. And it's a Theory Tower plus range racks. And it looks like Arc 1 is sending himself or his double down bottom here. He's sending his double in to go for the backdoor play down bottom. So while all this distraction happens up top, it does look like bottom melee racks. Can they kill it off? He's got BKB now. I love this pickup just to make sure they can take some of these objectives. It's going to be close. I think they've got the damage for it. It's melee racks.
Another one's going down.
Yep. Dead by 1,000 cuts. TNC don't care about taking the kills. They'll take them if they can to them, but Keen Gaming is so annoyed with their high ground defense, and TNC are just finding ways to bit by bit break their base.
Another arrow on Ember Spirit.
They're so disciplined. Like, they hit these arrows, but they're never following up and committing for kills.
Balance.
They can just play this slowly. They don't have to risk anything at this point. You can always go in. There's no burst damage outside of Keen Gaming. There's not enough stuns to keep in place, so they can go in. BKBs are down to 6 and 5 seconds. Bristleback and Kanka can just go in, hit the tower, Arc Warden as well, repeat every single tower up.
Also has an Octarine Core Ag 70 feet up as well, so there will be more damage coming out, but it still feels like there's going to be constant problems not having quite enough damage and also just not being able to deal with every single lane being pushed in. I guess the good news is once you're down to your tier 4s, they can't split push you anymore. You just down to your tier 4s. There's a Relic destroyed. Is that a Rapier? Oh no, it's a Nullifier. I had queued it up.
Well, at least you know from which side they're going to enter. It's going to be mid, so you can prepare for defending the mid lane.
Well, you say that. Watch some, like, Spark Breaks, Tempest Doubles go in bottom or top for the tier 4 towers.
They have a sentry.
Coming, but at this point, Arc Warden just seems keen on using this BKB to take objectives. Plan or not. Arrows aren't. They are just looking to force these towers here. Arrows continue to go flying out here, and it's going to be Piranha leaping on forward. Didn't quite have the damage to kill off the Rubik, who did get kept alive the group stroke at the Glimmer Cave. And the arrows just continue to go flying, and it's going to be a tier 3 tower playing game. It's still getting so incredibly low. The Everfall is back. The arrow is going to land on 2, but the damage just isn't really there. They're cutting with these 4 stars, and there's just nothing Keen Gaming can do. They just can't keep these here in place. They're falling one by one. Almost getting the buyback. 3 buyback units already. TNC may just say, let's just you know, re-engage, reset a little bit, but they're being chased after here. They keep getting filled now. It's now or never here. The arrows go flying up, forcing them to kind of disperse. It's so hard to chase when the arrows are just flying at you. Warden will throw in one last Tempest Double. This one maybe just a beat away some gold. The arrows again going flying. Doesn't latch on anyone. The leech though is there. Soul Biting 2 together. Piranha's got leaping in. The double cycle doesn't quite kill the Rubik here. Lights pulled the lifestealers live, and it's GG. 53 minutes. Heat Gaming, they fought hard and long. They were so resilient, but it's TNC. Team Arc Warden
A lot of patience from TNC. Arc Warden did not have a good time early on, but the other four played so well, created the space for Arc Warden to come back into the game, and the itemization was perfect on their side. Even though I'm not a big fan of Grimstroke and maybe you don't have any single target abilities,